So the last video I talked about how to communicate with your spirit guides, and this video we're going to talk about exactly what are spirit guides. So the first thing I want to clarify is that everybody has a spirit guide. Everybody has spirit guides. I think people think like, well, they're not listening, they're not answering, I wonder if I have any. You all have them. Every single one of us here has them. Your spirit guides have been with you before you were born, okay? And oftentimes we have had many lifetimes with our spirit guides. So how many do you have? Well, we can have, literally I've done meditations where I've seen coliseums full of spirit guides that you can call on any one of them at any time. And some of them are actively working with us at all times, and some work with us as we're transitioning or going through different stages in our lives. But the way that I see it oftentimes when I work with clients is kind of like a long table, like a council. And on this council, you can have anywhere from 10 to 12 guides that are actively working with you on a consistent basis in your life, depending on where you are at. Now, some of these guides will never change. They are ours, assigned since birth, and some will change in and out, like I said, depending on what you are doing and what you are going through. So with that, your spirit guides, like I like to call them a spirit team. So your spirit team usually consists of archangels, spirit animals, ascended masters, past loved ones, and then other angels. So we're going to talk a little bit about what those are and what that means. Okay, so let's first start with archangels, because if you know me, I love me some angels, and archangels are the best. So like I said, you can work with any guide at any time, and this includes archangels. But the difference is that archangels each have some kind of specialty. Some help us with, working with animals. If you're a teacher, if you're a dentist, medical person, like you have certain angels that work with that. Some work with us in mending relationships or delivering messages. So there's tons of archangels that specifically work on things, but know that you can work with any archangel to help you really with anything. Okay, but we each have like one assigned archangel that will always be with us. Okay, so this is different than a guardian angel, but you do each have an assigned archangel, and archangels are the leader of the angels. They are leaders, and usually they sometimes show in pairs or even threes. So kind of get used to like what does they feel like when they're around, which we can do on another video, but just understanding what they feel like. Then you have guardian angels. Those are ones that also assigned with us birth, but that's different, and I'm not going to get too much into that right now. Okay, then you have your spirit animals. Now, I like to often refer to our spirit animals as totems. That's just the way that I was taught. I don't usually use the word spirit animal, but the thing is that they're there to guide you or to teach you something in your life, okay? And this can be to teach you about love, to teach you about courage, or to teach you about strength. And some people have had past lives with these spirit animals, and sometimes they may come back into your life in different ways. And some are past animals, past pets in this lifetime that you've had that may go on to the spirit world and may help you on that side as well. And they can show you in dreams, they can show up in dreams, in meditations. You may feel or see them out of the corner of your eye. And also these guides can change as well after we have learned the lesson that maybe we're going through. So they'll be like, okay, well, this spirit animal helped you with this, and then we have a new one coming in to help you with this, right? Then you have ascended masters. Now, ascended masters are names like Jesus, Buddha, Mary Magdalene, Saint Germain, okay? They are individuals that have lived a human life. So they have lived at some point in time a human life here on earth, and they've mastered it. They've mastered freaking life. And so because of that, they get to become an ascended master. All right. Now, and it takes many lifetimes to master the human life. All right. And they're in the spirit world, and they've chosen to stay there in order to help teach, guide, and lead us. Okay. So they help to teach us. They influence us in some way, shape, way, or form. They help influence our decisions. They help if we call on them for help or guidance, or there's different lessons that they may teach us in different ways. And like I said, for some of us, we've had the same ones around us in many lifetimes, or we may have shared lifetimes with them. All right. So I kind of like to think of our ascended masters as like, if you imagine we're the students here on Earth, and there are professors. There are professors. That's basically it. And as you evolve as a soul, you go on into the spirit world and you continue to evolve as a soul. And even in the spirit world, they're not just students, but they're teachers there as well, instructing and teaching those souls. So that's a little bit about ascended masters. I know I'm probably going to get comments asking more about them, but yes, they're great. And then you have your past loved ones. Now, this one gets a little tricky, and here's why. Your past loved ones aren't technically a spirit guide, okay? And I'm going to get to why. Your past loved ones will never be an archangel, and they will never be an angel. I often hear, oh, they're my angel, or oh, they're an archangel. No, we don't become that. That doesn't work like that. But just because they're not an archangel or an angel or a true spirit guide does not mean they can't help to protect us, encourage us, or support us, okay? So that's because a spirit guide, like we talked about ascended masters, is somebody that has graduated with the masters from soul school, okay? And archangels obviously chose to be archangels, and spirit guides, ascended masters, have gone through that, all right? And so obviously as a past loved one, our souls are still evolving and still growing. So with that, they help us and encourage us in our lessons. And by doing so, they get to grow as well in their soul and get to evolve as well by helping us. Okay. Now I can go on to talk about how past loved ones, when they go on the other side to help and encourage and support us, you do not have to know them in this life. That means it could have been a great grandmother that you never met, or an aunt from your dad's side that you never met. Okay, so it can be somewhere in your bloodline, does not necessarily mean that you had to personally know them face to face. And your past loved ones tend to be more practical in the ways that they help by maybe placing certain people in our life or certain situations to help us learn something or to navigate something or open up a door to a new opportunity, okay? And they also tend to speak to us in dreams or messages. I guess we can clearly say that all our spirit guides, including our past loved ones, including our spirit guide animals, they all tend to deliver messages through dreams, visions. However it is that you receive some kind of symbols or symbolism that your guides are around, they all do it. Then your last one is your helper angels or your other angels, okay? And I like to call these our helper angels because they can help us with like different things. Like I have angels that help me find a parking spot, or angels that help me find lost items. I have an angel right now trying to help me find an office space. So I just say, angels, help me find the most amazing office space that is close by here that I can afford. So off they go, and I trust that they're going to find something amazing for me as I get to sit here and do videos for you. So that's kind of what helper angels do. Very specific in their jobs, very specific in what you ask them to do, and they deliver on it. Now, you can watch the other video on how actually to communicate with them and how to get in touch with your spirit guides, okay? But know that your spirit guides are non-physical beings that help you to be your highest vibrational self, to help you be the best version of yourself. See, here on Earth, this is a learning school. We are learning, and they are our professors. We just have to learn how to communicate with them and how to listen to them, which they're always talking if we just shut up. So obviously, like I talked in last video, automatic writing, journaling, meditating, visualizing, all of those things. And so as you become familiar with your guides, you're going to become familiar with their vibration or the sensation, maybe sight, sounds, smells, when they're around, because they do show us that they're around. And so just know that we are often paired with guides that are very similar to our personalities, meaning if we're quiet, they may be quiet. If we're loud, they may be loud, okay? And they can have personalities on their own too. There's times where they're really funny. So always connect with your guides, ask them to come in, ask them for guidance. I asked to connect with my highest vibrational guides for the highest and best of myself, and just see what happens. All right, guys, have a great day.